Yes, fanboys, you read that thumbnail right. Now, before any of you go directly to the comments to light my entire backside on fire, I'd like for you all to hear me out. Hollow Knight is a great game, no question about it. It's easily one of the best Metroidvanias we've seen, but it could have been so much better, guys. The controls are tight, the movement tech is a lot of fun both in and out of combat, the bosses are fun and rewarding when you meet them and finally put their asses down. When you're actually playing the game, it really does check all the boxes. Except one, the map. The map system, or incredible waste of time as I like to call it, is what I'm hoping Silksong does right where its predecessor fell woefully short. Again, before you get too far up in arms and feel the need to cook me like a Thanksgiving turkey, or whatever appropriate holiday meal you may celebrate for you non-Merc dwelling hollowheads, take a moment to please hear me out. Ever since the second installment of Metroid, we've been given the tried and true Metroidvania progressive map. As we make our way through the worlds that we are gaming in, we are rewarded with our exploration by being given a map that lets us know where we've been and where we haven't, giving us crucial information for later when we inevitably find the ability or upgrade we need to come back and tackle the obstacle that is preventing us from the next crucial step in our journey. Whether that's revenge on our dad, a la Symphony of the Night, finding out what is rotting our forest in Ori and the Blind Forest, or in the case of the progenitor of this genre of games, finding out what the space pirates are doing with the Metroids this time. Hollow Knight took this formula and added extra steps that honestly feel like garbage. Before I get into why I and more than a few people I've spoken with who truly love the game feel this way, I will say this, guys. If this was strictly a thematic and story-driven decision that Team Cherry decided upon to set themselves apart from other Metroidvanias, I will absolutely concede that. No question at all. If having to find our boy Cornhole was part of their world building and telling of their tale, I get that. That does not, however, mean it translates well into game mechanics and feeling like a good aspect of the game itself. Again, if you think this is just the bee's knees when it comes to, wow, what a cool and innovative thing they did, I'm not going to argue with you. You can have that. I probably just think you're a little bit insane and have way more free time than the average Joe when it comes to being able to play video games. Coming from a guy who does this for a living, that may be saying something, y'all. So let's get to why this feels bad and isn't in any way logical, even from a story or thematic perspective. We'll start with the first point. As I mentioned, every Metroidvania I can think of has a progressive math system that is revealed to you as you explore. To be fair, I may not be aware of others that do the same as Hollow Knight. I could be totally wrong on this, but I can't recall any that actually did this. From the standpoint of a game respecting the gamer's time, this feels like the best approach, as exploration is one of the major points of a Metroidvania. Actually being rewarded for that is part of the gameplay loop. When this is gated off by having to find our buddy Cornucopia, it can be an exercise in frustration and boredom. While in some areas he is relatively easy to find, there are certainly some where you can just blow right by him and never see him. Not to mention that you may wander into an area and back out before you find him, only to have Cornflakes decide to piss off and make his way to the next area. Now, unfortunately, this leaves you with your bug junk in your hand and no way to access the map in a timely manner. You'll be stuck having to find the nearest fast travel node, which is another issue with this game, but not one we're going to be diving into in this video, and getting your butt back to Dirtmouth to bop of them nadas and buy yourself the map of the next area you'd like to explore now. I bring this up from experience, mind you. I was following a guide in my most recent and current playthrough to make it efficient, and at one point I had stumbled into Deep Nest early in the run, only to have Cornstarch not be where he was supposed to be to sell me his incredibly important map. I was super goddamn annoyed in the moment, make no mistake about that. So, even if Corn Nuts is this big of a linchpin to the story, and all good if he is, this just feels like trash for someone who may not have all the hours in the day to game. More on this in 1 second, because none of this makes any sense anyway. Even if it is part of the big story of I'm new here and don't know anything and must explore, that I keep being told it is by the Hollow Knight fans, the logic behind a map being opened as you progress through these types of game makes way more sense than what we are given in Hollow Knight. If we were plopped down in this new world with so many ways to go, and were tasked with doing any number of things, I'd like to think that all of us would be intelligent enough to map our way through it. Okay, we've been here, this is what we saw, there's something maybe up in there or over there that we can't seem to reach yet, and if may be worth checking out later when we have the means to do so, or even coming to a fork in the road. We can't go both ways, so let's check out this one first, and we'll come back for the other one later. Not just meandering around like it's a Sunday stroll with not a care in the world, and not giving the least of a shit as to whether or not we just get lost. The logic there is so incredibly flawed that it makes a certain Cheeto that I can think of right now look incredibly damn smart. Now, for the sake of argument, I'll give you the necessity that our homie corn cakes may be. Okay, we were totally incapable of mapping until we met our ace in the hole. Now we have it on lock, and since Corn Cob hooked us up, we can finally really own in on where we've been and where we're going. So ridiculous. I'm going to go on a limb here and say we do this as we fucking went. Under no circumstances would we just try and commit it all to memory so that the next time we sat down, I guess, when we finally come across it, we could update that bad boy that we just got from Uberbug Corn Meat. That's crazy, everyone. That is legitimately crazy. The fact that the game makes it seem like we have an eidetic memory just doesn't seem kosher to me. It's actually kind of ridiculous, and it's jumping through some hoops to make it seem like this is the most plausible way to go about things. And now, before all you nerds with some type of autism start getting at me about how you can do it, I hate to break it to you, y'all. That ain't normal. And I do happen to be jealous. So now then, back to the hours of the day thing and how I was going to touch on that once more. If you're a Joe Gamer and you only have so much time per week, at irregular times for that matter, to actually sit down and game, this is going to be at best a giant pain in the ass, and at worst a huge bummer and a deal breaker, which I know for a fact it is for some, because I've talked to them and they were like, the whole reason I dropped this game was because I didn't know where the hell I was half the time, and it got really frustrating. Maybe someone's just trying to steal some time out of their day to get in a bit of gaming, and in their travels they still haven't found our boy Cornrows. They found their next bench, but still no sign of Captain Cartography. I gotta go. I'm just gonna go ahead and save the game. When they finally get time to play again, they boot up and, oh shit, where am I? What was I doing again? I have no idea what in the hell's going on. I have no frame of reference. No matter how you slice it, that is feels bad territory. Progressive mapping in Metroidvanias has been the standard since the second recognized entry into the genre, its super namesake. Hollow Knight would have been better served with it, and Silksong will be better than its progenitor if it hasn't. Hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, I will die on this hill. Now, this is all incredibly subjective, of course. I truly hope that Silksong comes out and knocks it out of the park no matter what. I want the rabid fans, all of you out there who are probably gonna light me up in the comments, to really enjoy what Team Cherry puts out and not be horribly disappointed. Another thing I can talk about, honestly, given the holy shit level of hype this game has surrounding it right now, God, I really don't want you guys to be disappointed, because damn, that would be a travesty. Hell, I want to enjoy it as well, as Metroidvanias have always been a genre I love to play, and I'm really looking forward to this one coming out, and I'm hoping they rectify some of the issues Hollow Knight had. Now, all that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video of me ranting and raving like a lunatic and talking about this one particular subject about a genre of a game that I hold really near and dear to my heart, make sure that you give it a like and subscribe. I love talking about games, guys, among other things, and the support means the world to me. I love creating content for a living. I do live streams all the time. I put out videos here. It's just something I enjoy doing, and I love talking to fellow nerds like me who really enjoy these kinds of things. So make sure you leave your comments below and your feelings about everything that I said as well. I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say. I love engaging with people, and it always makes me feel better when I can actually have a discussion with somebody. The only thing I ask is just be at least halfway decent and not just some mouth-breathing stan that can't engage in a civil conversation. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you out there. You shits are exhausting as hell, and I will likely just ignore your pea-brain nattering anyway, so just don't waste your time, or go ahead and waste your time, but I'm just gonna laugh my ass off at you and move on to somebody who actually has something intelligent to say. Happy gaming out there, and definitely see you on the next one.